my gosh, you guys. I just filmed not one, but two entire videos without sound properly coming through. My fiance changed some kind of settings on my camera but it's okay. Hopefully that means this video is going to be that much better. So in this video, I wanted to walk you guys through everything that I wore on a recent trip to Mexico City. I know Mexico City has become a super popular destination over the past few years. So I thought I would just share a little bit of inspiration and insight into what I wear. I personally felt really confident and really great in all of the outfits that I wore on this recent trip. And I think I do a nice kind of variety of activities when I'm there. So hopefully this will give you quite a few different options of things that you could wear. I also think it's important to call out because I made this huge mistake when I first traveled to Mexico City. I was thinking, looking at the weather, 75 degrees, Mexico, amazing. And I packed all of these like warm, colorful dresses and sandals, and I was freezing the entire time because Mexico City is a desert climate. It can be super cold in the morning, like 45, 50 degrees, and it can get up to 75, 80 in the middle of the day. So the temperature swings are like 30 degrees Fahrenheit. So you definitely want to pack layers, and you definitely want to bring, you don't need to bring like coats. Like I always go in February, which is still winter, and I don't need a coat, but I do need a nice like light wool jacket, things like that to wear at any given time because it can get down into the 40s. So that, if you take away anything from this video, is pack layers and that it gets really, really cold in the mornings and at night. Everything else, you'll be fine. Okay, let's jump right in. So I ended up staying in Mexico City for 1 week, so quite a while, which was very nice. I was able to get everything in that I wanted to and still have some time to relax and stuff. Another thing that really made this particular trip really special is we stayed at the Four Seasons. So I cannot recommend this hotel enough. It is very expensive, but it's so incredibly beautiful. They had this gorgeous courtyard. The service was just incredible. They had like a rooftop pool. They had this incredible cocktail bar called 50 Mills. I could go on and on, honestly, about how incredible this place was. But the first day we got up, we were still a little jet lagged, and so we did our usual, which is where we go to our favorite breakfast place, Make. And again, I'll leave every kind of place that I mentioned linked down below in case, again, you're going on a trip and you want to go to some of these places. But they have a couple different locations all around Mexico City, but this location next to Parque Mexico is my absolute favorite. It's like very traditional, very old school, super casual, because again, we're walking through the park before and after, so I just wore some dark denim, my Adidas tennis shoes that I wore on the plane. Let me back up actually. So my travel outfit. My go-to travel outfit has a few different criteria. Number one, I always try to wear something that, of course, if I have to take my shoes off, so tennis shoes and socks is usually what I opt for. I also opt for very comfortable pants, so very rarely will you see me wearing jeans on a flight unless my bag is just so overweight, which is exactly what happened when I left Mexico City. I had to wear jeans because my bag would not have been under the 50-pound limit, unfortunately, because we were bringing back some tequila or some mezcal, and so anyway, wore the jeans, wouldn't recommend it. So I was wearing my flannel Zara pants that I absolutely love that have drawstring. And then on top, I wore my favorite Zara, which I shared in my like what's new in my wardrobe video, kind of scarf cardigan wool contraption that I have from Zara. Actually wouldn't recommend that looking back because when I was going through TSA and I was, they were like, oh, you have to remove that. I'm like, oh, like it's like attached or whatever. And she's like, what? And then I walked through and she's like, what is that? Like she just didn't understand that the scarf was like a part of the cardigan and whatever. And so ended up having to take the entire thing off. It was fine. We had a laugh about it, but just made for a more complicated move through security. So did want to call that out. But it's a really big, bulky sweater, and so I did want to wear it on the plane, A, because the plane is cold, and B, because it will take up less space in my luggage. So that was my travel outfit, super comfortable. I would wear this 10 times over. It's just one of my favorite outfits in general right now. But yes, so back to day one, breakfast, walking the park, super casual. You'll notice too that my outfits in Mexico City like aren't that different from my outfits in New York City. I mean, they're both cities. It's a very like sophisticated cosmopolitan place. It's not really the vibe of like, oh, I'm in Cabo and I'm dressing in florals. And I mean, you can wear whatever you want, obviously, but just saying that there is this like chic, sophisticated aesthetic in general to the city and to the restaurants and to the places. So I find that my more chic, sophisticated clothing fits in perfectly in Mexico City. So for example, this outfit, even though it's casual with like dark denim and tennis shoes and black t-shirt, my COS black wool little jacket, and then my flattered bag, like it all just looks really great together. Like wearing all black in Mexico City is like not a problem. Like no one thinks you look strange as if you wore that, you know, in Houston or something. So yeah, so basically this flattered bag I also have in suede, and I carried that throughout the trip. Really came in handy in Mexico City just because it is a major city. It's nice when you want a little more security to pull the strap out and do the crossbody. So I wore it quite a lot like this throughout my trip. And then if I wanted it to be a little more formal, I could tuck the strap in and just have it as like a little clutch, which was great. So this bag had a ton of versatility for me. Later on in the day, on Sunday, we were actually going to Zonamaco, which is a major art fair. We were there for Art Week. And so we went to the fair. I like to dress up for things like art fairs, and so that's why this outfit is a little more elevated, for lack of a better term. I'm wearing this really fun kind of white knit top from Zara that I've just been loving. I've been loving this aesthetic, and I tucked it into this faux leather skirt from Pixie Market, and then I wore my little black Margot leather booties, which I've been getting just so much wear out of, like I knew I would. And so that was fantastic. And then I wore my little flattered bag in suede because I thought it just added a nice pop of kind of like a casual Western vibe that's very like in right now, but also it just broke up the black and cream so that it wasn't just like all black and like too city. I thought it added like a casual kind of fun element to it. So that is what I wore to the art fair that we went to during the day, and I felt, again, very comfortable, really chic in it. And then later that night, because it was Sunday night, we were going to one of our favorite pizza restaurants, and it's definitely more casual. And so I didn't want to look so dressed up like in this long, you know, black leather skirt. So I ended up swapping the skirt out for these COS dark column jeans that I've just been absolutely loving. So still elevated, still for a little like dinner night out, but it was a pizza restaurant, so I did want to look more casual, and I felt really, really good in that. Monday. So on Monday, art galleries and things are closed. So we definitely had more of a chill day that was really based more around food, frankly. We got a lunch reservation and then a dinner reservation at two places that we really love going to that are very popular and very hard to get reservations for if you don't book in advance. So the first one being the place that we went to for lunch, which was Contramar. Contramar is like an upscale seafood type restaurant. We did sit outside because that's where we like sitting. We love looking, people watching and stuff. And so sitting outside was really nice. So it still has a casual element to it. So because of that, I wanted to be dressed up, but I also wanted to not look too dressy, if that makes any sense. So this was probably the least New York outfit, I would say, of the trip. I wore my navy silk Keats sleeveless dress just because it's so light and airy. Again, I could wear it in the middle of the day. And then I had my COS navy linen shirt that I've never actually worn it like this, but I really enjoyed it. I put it over the top, almost like a little cover up, and then tied it at the waist so that it would almost serve like a little belt and come in at the waist like that. And then these shoes are actually a very traditional Mexican style of shoe that I did purchase from a company who works with various artisans from all over the world. So I did buy them in America, but they're authentic Mexican shoes that I really loved. I just thought they were kind of like a fun way to make the outfit a little more casual. They're very comfortable, but I love that they still cover the toe because just like New York City, I don't love having my toes out in any kind of city just because like it's very dusty there as well. So that kind of kept the dust from like coming into my toes and all that goodness. And then I again had my little suede flattered bag. So I was really happy with this outfit. I thought it was a very cute daytime look, dressy, but not like too overly dressy. And then at nighttime, we had a reservation at Rosetta, which is a really beautiful, incredible restaurant. It's in this like old house, and there's just gorgeous plants and like paintings and stuff on the wall, or like paint murals on the wall. And the chef just became, I believe, the #1 chef in the world. So just 10 out of 10. This restaurant's it's so beautiful, so romantic. So I knew this about this place. We've been there many times. So I decided to wear probably my most formal outfit of the trip. And this is a dress that I haven't worn before, but I bought it for this specific purpose. I wanted a dress that I could make very formal to wear to like a wedding or something, or slightly more dressed down, like I wore it for this occasion. So I dressed it down by wearing it just with black ballet flats from AD, and then my little COS wool jacket over the top in my little black flattered bag, just because it got cold at night. So I was pretty much wearing my jacket the whole time anyway. So it just looks like I was wearing like a long gray silk maxi skirt, essentially. And I felt very beautiful, very comfortable in this. And actually, at the top of the restaurant, she just opened a cute little cocktail bar. So if you do have dinner at Rosetta, make sure you go to the very top and have a little drink afterwards. It's really cute. You can look out, perch at the window, and kind of look out over the neighborhood. And we really enjoyed our time there with that. So then that brings us to Tuesday. So this is where the real action starts. This is when galleries are open. And so for that morning, galleries don't actually open till around 11. So we did have a lot of free time in the morning. So we went to one of our favorite breakfast lunch places, which is Cafe Neen, which is also created by the founder of Rosetta. She also has Panaderia Rosetta, which I can also not recommend enough. So incredible. Get the Berliner. It's like a stuffed donut. It is like so, so good. And so knowing that we were going to have brunch and then go see galleries afterwards, I wore the same outfit for both brunch and for galleries. And this is one of my most probably like funky creative outfits of the trip, just because again, I knew we were taking photos, but I wanted to still be like cool and comfortable. This is this fun little matching number from H&M that I talked about in my H&M haul video. It's a dress, and then it has pants, these like little knitted pants that go underneath, and I just thought it was like super cute. I actually even thought about wearing the pants separately to dinner on a different night. So I know I've said this 1,000 times in my videos, but that's what I love about separates is I love that they give you more options when you're on a trip, like to mix and match as opposed to just a dress. So I do tend to go for things like this because you can really like get more versatility out of them. But this was a great outfit. Again, I paired it with my AD ballet flats because I knew we'd be walking all over the place all during the day, and then my little flattered purse as well. And yeah, this was just such a fun, super fun outfit. We went to galleries all over Roma Norte, and then because it did get a little bit hotter, even though like frankly I could have still worn the knitted piece, it was fine. I really did it more because I wanted to look different in photos. I do have an art focused YouTube and Instagram if you guys want to check that out, if you have any interest in that. So you can kind of see why I like mixing up my outfits and stuff. And so basically I came back to the hotel, we took a little nap and stuff, and then I switched into an outfit made for a little bit of the warmer temperatures. And I knew we were just going to a few galleries in Polanco, which is one of the nicer, Roma Norte and Polanco are the two kind of fanciest neighborhoods in Mexico City. So I do like looking more elevated when I'm in these neighborhoods. And yeah, so I wore these black Tibi shorts that I've had for probably 15 years. They're more like a formal kind of oversized short, almost more like a night short, I would say, than like a day short. And I paired it with this COS heavier polo shirt, and then my little AD Mary Jane's, and then again, my flattered bag. And so that was a great outfit just to go see galleries in. And then we had dinner planned for Maroma that night. So Maroma is a very nice restaurant like Rosetta. You can dress up, but you can also dress down. The whole restaurant's kind of outdoors, if that makes sense. And so There's a lot of flexibility. I wanted to, it's more like modern and cool than Rosetta, I would say. Rosetta's more traditional, not like super traditional, but anyway, because of that, I wanted to dress a little more like downtown chic. So I wore my mango little cropped double-breasted blazer and then just a little black top underneath, and then my COS column jeans, and then my little booties from Margot, and then my little Jil Sander clutch. So kind of a fun little downtown outfit that I wore for that night. Then Wednesday was Valentine's Day. So of course I wore all black. Like usual, no. So during the day, again, we went to galleries in Condesa, which is another neighborhood where there's a ton of art galleries and a lot of great restaurants and stuff like that. In fact, the park that you saw in the first couple of clips is also in Condesa, very close to Roma Norte, kind of on the border. And so, again, I knew I'd be doing tons of walking, taking photos in art galleries. And so I wore my COS black utility pants. Someone asked me in the comments if they lose their shape as you wear them. Not at all. In fact, because I was taking photos in these, I actually exaggerated the barrel shape even more by, tacking them in a little bit more at the bottom, which was fun. And because the fabric's just so light, it's like a nylon kind of light fabric, they don't lose the shape at all. They were super comfortable, very lightweight and easy to wear. So very happy with them. I wore them with, again, one of my favorite mango tops, just the 3/4 length sleeve, very tissue thin type shirt. I hope they still have it because it's such a great basic. I'll leave that linked below if they do. And then my black, no, actually I wore my gray. I wore my gray COS jacket because I loved kind of breaking up the all black look with the gray jacket. And then in the same sense, the suede flattered bag. And this was such a great outfit, super comfortable again, walking around in this. And then because it was Valentine's Day, we had dinner at Takuchi, which is a restaurant from Enrique Olvera, who has a lot of incredible restaurants. Puyo is his most famous one. And Takuchi's, I would say, almost more of like a bar than a restaurant, but it's like very sexy, all black, these really long candlesticks and like music. But the food is incredible. It's absolutely incredible. They had a lot of special dishes for Valentine's Day. So instead of like the black mole, for example, they had like a strawberry mole, which was so good. And they had like a strawberry mezcal martini, which obviously I got. And so because I knew the vibe of the restaurant, because I looked it up online, I opted for like a sexy but still casual. I wore my black Zara sort of mini shift dress, and then my favorite tights from Amazon because they're sheer but they're still black, so you show a little leg but they still have coverage and they make sense for these sort of transitional seasons. And then my little black booties, and then my Jil Sander clutch, and then my COS just little black wool jacket. Felt super cool wearing that. I'm pretty sure actually everyone in the restaurant pretty much on had a black dress on, all the other women. So wasn't the only one wearing black on Valentine's Day, but yeah, this is kind of like my like sexy Valentine's Day look. I know it's not everyone's sexy Valentine's Day look, but for my aesthetic, it is. So that was Wednesday. And then Thursday was a lot more casual because we saw a lot of the gallery shows the day before. We did go to 2 more galleries. But because we weren't walking so much, I wore my heeled Margot booties for the whole day. And I wore my column jeans from COS in the dark wash with just a black top, and then my black, again, COS wool jacket. I wore that jacket, both of them really way too much on this trip. Like I knew I was gonna get so much wear out of it, and I did. It's just like the perfect jacket. And we met at my friend's gallery, saw her show, went to another gallery, and then a little museum show, and then actually had lunch at Soho House, which was the most incredible Soho House there is. It's so stunning down there. Oh my gosh. So that was just like a chill day. And then honestly, we had a very chill dinner. We went to Eno, which is another restaurant from Enrique Olvera. I got the Tingo de Pollo. It's my favorite. But yeah, very casual, very chill. Didn't really do much that day. Friday was another day for catching up with friends. So I saw a friend at his studio and I saw his new body of work. So this was a very casual. I wore my Levi's Japanese denim with my AD ballet flats, a little striped COS t-shirt, and that wool COS jacket over it again. Literally had my hair back in a ponytail because I was pretty tired of doing my hair and makeup at that point in the trip. And oh, before actually my friend's studio, we went to Bosco Sodi's studio, which is another thing I highly recommend. It's this incredible compound that he's built sort of north of Roma Norte. It's about a 20-minute Uber ride up. And you do have to make an appointment. Again, I'll leave all that info linked below, but such an incredible facility. No one was there. No one's ever there. We like walk around and we really get to enjoy it. It was so beautiful. So we saw that. Then we met up with my friend, saw his work. Then we went to lunch at this place that I'm totally blanking on the name. I think it was Catan. I will leave it linked below. Absolutely incredible. The vibe was like a fancy French bistro, but with not French food, like incredible plant-based food. And then we had this amazing gelato afterwards at Joe Gelato. And then just again, we were so exhausted from kind of everything we did that week. Went back to the hotel, hung out, just had a chill night. Pretty sure we went to Orinoco, which is like our favorite taco place, and just had a really very relaxed time. Then that takes us to Saturday, which was our last day. And this, I think you're probably seeing a trend at this point. This was like where things got super casual because we were very, very tired and very just wanting to be comfortable. Friday was actually, it rained. It rarely ever rains. I don't think it's ever rained actually when I've been in Mexico City. So this was super rare and very sad, but it's okay because we had a very casual day planned. We were going to walk through one of the biggest park that's kind of at the center. It's like the Central Park of Mexico City, except for it's like 100 times bigger. So just to give you a sense of how big it is, like for example, we were walking to Lago Algo, which is an institution that's in the middle of the park. So our hotel, Four Seasons, is over here, and then we walk over. It was an hour. So if you wanted to walk the entire diameter of the park, it would be 2 hours roughly, it's just massive. So I wanted to be really comfortable. So I wore workout gear. I wore my Adanola little crossover black leggings, little Adanola top, a t-shirt. And because again, it was cold, it was morning time and it was raining. So the temperature really dropped. I wore my little taupe cashmere sweater from H&M Premium. And that was fantastic. And just my Rika little tennis shoes. So had a really lovely walk through the park for an hour, got to Lago Algo, which is a restaurant and sort of an art institution. So they have art exhibits. So when we put our name down for the restaurant, we went and walked through and saw the exhibits. And then at that time they were ready for us. And we had brunch there, which was so delicious. And then we walked back, so another hour in the rain. We ended up packing, just kind of relaxing and enjoying ourselves, enjoying our last day. And then at night, we had a really traditional dinner at Casa Azul, which is one of our favorite restaurants as well. I actually prefer the Azul Historico location, but we went to the Condesa location. It's still beautiful, but not quite as, the ambiance is just like incredible at the historical location. But anyway, very traditional. So I wanted to wear more of a traditional kind of Spanish vibe. So I actually wore the dress that I wore when I got engaged, which is this really beautiful long sleeved, long Zara number. And on top of it, again, just to make it more casual and also more warm, I wore my little black jacket from COS, wool jacket. I wore it with little booties, and then I'm pretty sure I wore it with booties. Or did I wear it with pumps? Unclear. I think I wore it with little booties. I don't actually think I packed my Margot pumps. And then, yeah, that was kind of my little Jil Sander Clutch. So a little more fancy, again, because it's a more traditional upscale restaurant. But I just loved that was kind of a fun way to like end the trip with another really fancy, just beautiful outfit. And then we flew out the next morning and I changed back into my all gray Zara travel outfit. Nope, but I wore jeans this time because we had to fit the mezcal. That was very, very important, is putting the mezcal in my bag on the way home. So that was all of the outfits that I wore in Mexico City. I hope this provided a little inspiration if you have a trip coming up to Mexico City, or if you've just ever wondered what to wear, maybe you'd like to plan a trip coming up, then hopefully this helped. And yeah, let me know too, again, if you want me to make more videos like this if you want me to dive deeper into my actual process of how I plan my outfits for these trips, because there actually is a lot of planning that I do that goes into kind of figuring out what I want to wear. That way, by the time I get on the trip, it's just like easy breezy. I kind of know I have things to pull from and I feel great about it. So yeah, let me know if you want to know more about that, and I will see you all in my next video.